Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today's going to be a very productive day. Finally, after I want to say 4 or 5 months, we will be installing the coilovers and sway bars Chris got for his C5 Corvette. He ordered his coilovers from BC Racing and his sway bars, I am not too sure of the brand. Currently gathering all the tools we may or may not need. I don't intend this to be a DIY video, but I will go in depth on the uninstallment of the current parts and the install of the new parts. I didn't know that Corvettes have leaf springs, so that's going to be interesting to work with. So just again going to gather everything, probably my full arsenal of tools, because you never know what you may or may not need. Just made it to Chris's house. What's up, Tyson? It's today's install. We got these beautiful BC Racing coilovers. Right, Tyson? And then we got these beefy sway bars. Got the Corvette, already on jack stands. Where are you at right now, baby? Oh, he's changing the fluids right now. This is what we are having to work with. We're gonna take the shocks out and then measure them accordingly with the BC coils. Front should be pretty easy. We got the top half bolt up here, and then we got looks like 2 bolts on the front and rear side. Alright, so while Chris finishes up the fluids, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the shock and leaf spring assembly. The shock, you got a nut up here, it's gonna be a 15mm, and then 2 bolts holding the shock to the lower arm, which are both gonna be 13s. And then the bolts holding up the leaf spring are also going to be 13s. To help aid you get the shock out, you can remove the reservoirs here on the passenger and driver side. And then to get the shock assembly out, go ahead and use your 13mm, if you're using metric, to zap out the bolts to the A-arm, move the spindle assembly over, and then you can shimmy out the shock. Just got out the sway bar. As you can see over there, 2 brackets, both bolts going to be 13mm. Right now we are working on getting the front leaf spring off. From what I can imagine, you have to take out the toe arm, of course the upper A-arm, and just kind of pry off the leaf spring here with this bolt. Chris and I just got off the leaf spring. We dropped the outer tie rod so we can drop the lower arm more, so we can pop it out of the bushing that it sat in here, and then we just shimmied it out. As you can see all that debris. Here's the leaf spring. Oh yeah, it really isn't that heavy, dude.
It feels like it's like fucking plastic.
No, I think that's what they said, it was plastic.
I thought it was for sure gonna be metal.
Well, shed some weight. So here we have a front Hot Chicks adjustable sway bar. Definitely thicker in diameter opposed to stock. We got polyurethane inserts and adjustable end links. Update, Chris and I got the BC Racing coilover in. Got everything torqued down to spec. When readjusting or reinstalling the upper V-arm, A-arm, make sure the spindle's near down so all the holes accordingly line up. This side went well as well. Now our next step is to install the Hot Chicks front sway bar. Alright, just got on the front Hot Chicks sway bar. Got everything dialed in, torqued to spec. Got the end links here adjusted accordingly. Front is finally completed. Now it's time to move on to the rear. We got 2 bolts on top here, which I'm pretty sure are 13. Got this big Bertha bolt and nut down there. You are going to have to also take out the toe arm as well, so you can free the shock accordingly. And then just be careful with your sensors. Then also we'll be installing the rear sway bar. So we got end link here, the 2 bolts holding the bracket and bushing. Then also getting the leaf spring out, we have a bolt down there, and then the 2 bolts holding up the bracket that update on the rear. So got the 2 bolts at the top, over 13 out. The bolt on the bottom here, this guy is going to be a 24 mil. Got the sway bar out, got the end links out. Currently this is the maximum drop and it's not sufficient enough to relieve the shock out. So we're going to drop the, say, hub here from this upper A-arm to alleviate more pressure so we can free the shock here. We'll reassemble everything else and should be a hopefully successful job well done. Alright, just got all the coilovers in, adjusted accordingly, got all the arms and bolts torqued down the spec, just installed the Hoskins sway bar and end links as well, all torqued down the spec. Right now we're just going to double check all of the locks and collars, make sure they're tight. Gonna go ahead and drop the car and see where she sits. Alright, successful coilover and sway bar install. Have some gaps we're going to have our guys at our alignment shop fix. Definitely go lower in the rear. For the fronts, we're going to keep it as so because the air duct already is pretty much about to hit the ground. So far, so good. It is the next day. I almost forgot to close out the vlog as I'm currently editing this video, but to sum up the past couple of days, the coilover and sway bar install went very successful. No weird creaks or sounds, nothing binds, everything's good. The steering response, of course, has improved drastically, as well as the drivability of the C5. Chris is happy, so I am happy. Yesterday we took the C5 to get aligned at her buddy's shop, 8 Customs. Alignment came out great. Hit them up if you are local here in Tucson. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. Thank you everybody so much for the continued support, and if you have any questions regarding the video, leave them in the comments below. Stay tuned for more content. We'll be doing up the Skyline here real soon, taking out all the stock injectors, all the stock fuel system, as well as the turbo, and pretty much refreshing the whole engine bay. I cannot wait. I'm incredibly stoked. But thank you everybody again for tuning in. Aim high, drive low. We'll catch you next video. Take care.